welcome in everyone. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. We are going to be taking the ASVAB mathematical knowledge test. It is 25 questions. It is a time test. You have no calculator. If you know anybody trying to get into the military, they're having a hard time passing the math section, please share this live out with them. Jacinda, hello, beautiful. Happy Thursday back at ya. All right, y'all, we gonna hit it. It is all multiple choice, you guys, just to let you know. And let's start. So number one says if A equals 5 over 2, then 1 over A equals what? Listen, I'm glad I'm here because I really need help in math. Wonderful, Justice. I'm glad you're here too, hun. Welcome, welcome. So how we would do this one is, whenever they tell us what A is, we're going to plug this in for here. Now, this is where it starts to look a little crazy because you have 1 over, right? And then we have a 5 over 2. A better way to write this would be 1 divided by, because remember this fraction bar is divided by 5 halves. Now, remember the keep, change, flip. Or some people call it keep, change, reciprocal. I've seen it called that way as well. That's all the same stuff. So we keep this side the same. We're going to change this division to multiplying. And then we're going to flip this. It's called the reciprocal. So we flip it by putting 2 over 5. And then 1 times 2/5 is 2/5. So if you said C was your answer, great job. If you didn't, it's okay. Hope you learned from your mistake. Any questions on number 1? Great job, Dante. All right, let's go to number 2, y'all. Thank you for the double taps. I see we're at 300. Thank you, thank you. All right, so number 12 says, thank you for the roses, Jacinda. 12 is 15% of what number? So 12 is 15% of what number? What are you guys getting for number 2? Can I see it in the chat? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, I see D came through. D. Okay. It looks like we all on one page. Okay, so one way we could do this is we could take 15% of each of these numbers and see which one gives us 12. That's one way of doing it. Or we could do it algebraically. So 12 means equal. Remember, we can never leave it in percent form. We always have to change it to decimal form. And how we do that is divide by 100. So it'd be 1.15. Of means times. What number? We don't know. So we just put X. And then to get X by itself, what do we have to do? Can I see it in the chat? What do we have to do if we want X by itself? Can't remember? Okay. Divide by sway. Yes. Divide. Yes. Because remember, these are multiplied. So to undo them, we have to divide. So we're going to divide by 0.15. And remember, when we divide, we can never divide by decimal. So we will move it 2 places to the right. Here's our decimal on the 12. So we have to do what we do to the outside, we do to the outside, we do to the inside. So it'll be 15 over 1200. And then 15 can't go into 12. 15 can go into 120. But how many times? So if we look at our answers to help us, you guys, it's either going to be a 1 or 8, right? And 1, it doesn't make sense. So it would have to be the 8. Okay. So 8 times 15. I don't know what that is. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. Oh, 120. 8 times 1 plus 4 is 120, exactly. And then we get a 0, drop down our 0, and we have 0 here. And so D is our answer. Okay. So the formula, it's not really a formula. It's like you're translating the equation. They call it translating. So you have to understand what these words mean. Esha, hello, hun. Hello, hello. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for the follow tweet. So is always equal. Of a number is, we don't know what the number is, so we put any letter. And then of means times. So that's how we're setting this up, is we're translating it. We're translating it into a math equation. Okay. All right, let's go to number 3. Let's go to number 3. Can you do another one like that? If they have it on the test, we'll see. I took this, this is an actual practice test. So it has 25 questions. So, we'll see what they give us. AAC. Okay, we kind of all over the place on this one. So it says evaluate 3x plus 7 when x equals -3. Remember, they gave us what x is, so we're going to plug in here. We're replacing that. Whenever we have a number attached, they're multiplied. That's why we're putting parentheses here to show the multiplication. Okay, so 3 times a -3 is -9 plus 7. Now, this is where our integer work come in. Sway, yes, I see you. Antonio, yes. So, -9. Somebody borrowed $9 from you. One day they ran up on you and they said, oh, I'm going to give you 7 of it. They still owe you -2. Jacinda, yes. Oh, thank you. $2. That's right. They owe you $2 still. Good. All right. Let's keep it going. Okay. Ooh. Just made it on there. Okay. So for number 4, it says find the diagonal of a square whose area is 36. Oh, thank you. Oh, good, Isha. Wonderful. Oh, yeah. So let me announce, I am going to be posting this on my YouTube page. And my YouTube page is at Impact Math 19, okay? Also, for the month of September, I will be running a ASVAB math boot camp. And it's on pre-sale right now. So if you're looking to get in, if you're interested, email me at impactmath19@gmail.com, okay? It's on pre-sale right now, okay? So you can get it for cheaper. So we're going to draw this out. Find the diagonal of a square. So we drew a square, okay? And then a diagonal goes straight across like this. Now, what do we know about a square? Can somebody tell us what is important about the sides of a square? Okay, I see 6. Okay. So it's 6? Well, what do we know about the sides of a square? All equal. Okay, Peyton, yes. They're all equal, right? So when they tell us that the area, right? Area of a square is side to the second power, okay? So it's side times side. So what number times itself will give you 36? So we could either do this by square root, which is the square root of 36, which will be 6, okay? That's the side. That's the side of the square. Remember, they're asking us for this. Also, what you have to know is every square has a right angle there. So what they're asking you is for the Pythagorean theorem. a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This side is our c squared that we need to find. This side is the a and this side is the b. Okay, so we're going to plug in. So any questions on that? Any questions on that? Aren't they congruent? Aren't they the same? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so I said, oh, wow. Okay. So this side is going to be 6 squared plus 6 squared equals to c squared. Okay. And I love how somebody put 45, 45 triangle. So you know, if you know a 45, 45, then you already know what your answer is off top. But most people don't memorize special right triangles. So I'm going to do it a way that if they wouldn't know, okay? So we would get 6 times 6 is 36 plus 6 times 6 is 36. And then we get c squared. Then we would have to do 36 plus 36, okay? 6 plus 6 is 12, carry the 1. And then 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 1 is 72. Now, that's 72 equals to c squared. Remember, we just need to find c here, okay? Not c squared. They want us to find c. So how we get rid of this is we square root it. All right. Whew, we almost there, y'all. We are almost there, okay? So what we have to do is break down 72. 72 is 9 times 8, okay? 9 times 9 is 3 times 3. And 8 is 2 times 4, which is 2 times 2. So remember, when you take the square root, you're looking for pairs. So here we have a pair of 3s. We also have 2 times 2 times 2, okay? So we would circle our pairs. So here I have a pair that can come out, and here I have a pair that can come out. So I have 3 times 2 square root. This 2 doesn't have a pair, so it stays inside. So 3 times 2 is 6 square root 2, which is there. Now, if you knew special right triangles, like I saw somebody say 45, 45, 90, the formula is this has to be x square root 2. So whatever this is, you just attach a square root 2 to it. So that's, if you memorize this, that's way quicker than doing all of this. Thank you, Mrs. Courtney, for the rose. Thank you, thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Rena. I remember being younger and never understanding how to get the numbers. Now I understand. I love it. I'm glad you understand. Okay. Jacinda said no, ma'am, so we moving on then. All right, number 5 says if a plus b equals 6, what is the value of 3a plus 3b? Okay. What do you guys get for this one? Oh, let me go back. I see somebody said they don't I don't understand. I don't understand how you got the 3 and 3 and 2 and 2. How I got the 3 and 3 is I broke down what times what gives us 72, which is 9 times 8. And then I said, what times what gives us 9? Well, 3 times 3 gives us 9. And since those are prime numbers, I can't go any further because only 1 times 3. So when you're taking the square root, you're looking for pairs to come out. So that's how I got the 3, 3. And how I got the three twos is from breaking down 2 times 4 and 2 times 2. Angela, I hope that helps. Okay, I see answers coming in. I got C. Okay, 18. I see C, C. Okay, good. So, they told us A plus B equals 6. They want us to know what 3A plus 3B is. Well, the way that we can make this 3A, this A plus B equal 3A plus 3B, is by multiplying the A plus the B. So it can look like 3A and 3B. But what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So when we distribute this, we get 3A plus 3 times B is 3B. And then 6 times 3 is 18. So what is the value of 3A plus 3B? Well, 3A plus 3B equals to 18. And that's how we get C. Thank you for all the follows, you guys. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the double taps. I see we're at 3.1K. Thank you for the shares. Hi, user. Aw, thank you, love. Can you say that again? Yep, I sure can. So it says, if A plus B equals 6, what is the value of 3A plus 3B? Well, we don't know what the value of 3A plus 3B is, but we do know what A plus B equals to is 6, right? So we wanna say, oh, how can I make the A plus B look like this? Well, how I can do that is by multiplying this by 3. But what I do to one side, I must do to the other. That's why if I put multiply by 3 over here, then I have to do it to the 6 as well. So when I distribute, which just means multiply, whenever you multiply a number and a letter, you just put them together. And then we get 3A plus 3B equals 18. Okay, let's go down to number 6, y'all. So number 6 says, find the length of the radius following figure. Okay, so find the length of the radius in the following figure. Okay. So we have a right triangle. Okay, this is a right angle here. And this is like the long side, you guys, okay? So we can use, to find this long side, we can use that Pythagorean theorem again. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, okay? This will be A, this will be B, this has to be C. Now let me explain why this side has to be the C. It's called the hypotenuse, and it's always opposite of the right angle. That's how you know which leg or which side is called the hypotenuse. It's directly across from the right angle. So now we could plug in 6 squared plus 8 squared equal to C squared. Okay. 6 times 6 is 36 plus 8 times 8 is 64. We can add these, and that's going to get us 100 equals 6 squared. Does anybody see the answer right now? D, I love your lessons. Thank you, programming. I love it, Sharon. Memory coming back from 1984. I love it. D. Good, you guys. D, C, D, C. Okay. So remember, okay. So if we take the square root, because we want to cancel this. So in order to cancel that square, we have to square root both sides. So 10 times 10 gives us 100, right? We have our pair. So since we have a pair, it comes out as 10. Now be careful. It comes out as 10. So C equals 10. So this whole length is 10. But you have to understand it was asking for the radius. Remember, the whole length across the circle is called a diameter. So really what we found was the diameter. And if we want to find the radius, we take half of it. Okay, and then that will give us the radius. So we take half here, and because the radius is half. And so R equals 5. So C is our answer. And the ASVAB always does tricky stuff like that. They always, like, it makes it like you have to find one answer to get to the next, to get to what they're really asking for. This you would find this in geometry, 10th grade level. This is like geometry. But the ASVAB goes up to like high school math. I would say geometry. I don't really see too much algebra 2 on the ASVAB. You can be fine just taking algebra 1 and geometry. And if you really understand those and like a little bit of middle school math, like proportions, ratios, you'll do fine. All right, number 7. What do we have to do first on number 7, you guys? What do we have to do first? Thank you for the double taps, you guys. Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, congratulations on passing. Parentheses. I love it. Thank you for the double taps, you guys. So we're going to start with parentheses always. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And I'm going to drop down everything else. Okay. Then we have to do multiplying. So 2 times 7 is 14. Minus 12 divided by 2. Division comes before subtracting. So we would do 12 divided by 2 gives us 6. And then 14 minus 6, if you said your answer was D, you won it. 8 is our answer. Good, you guys. I see those D's coming in. Thank you for the double taps. We're at 5.1K. It's 300 of us up in here on a Thursday. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, you guys. So 8, the greatest common factor of 24 and 36. I see B, 6. Ooh, I see 6 and B, 12. Okay, B. All right. So we were doing this yesterday, if you were with me. Remember, we did a whole lesson on greatest common factor, prime factorization, and LCM. So hopefully you remember a little bit of those skills, how we find it. So 24 is 6 times 4. And then we would do 2 times 3 to give us 6. And 4 is 2 times 2. Now 36 is 6 times 6, 2 times 3, and 2 times 3. So let's list it off. So 24 would be, how many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 times 3. And then 36, we have 2 2's and 3 3's. And 2 3's. So now for the GCF, remember, we're looking for the greatest common factor. So we're looking, first off, what they have in common. So they only have in common 2 2's, right? So our GCF will be 2 times 2, and then they have a group of 3. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So if you said B, because remember, we need the greatest common. Although you guys were right that they do have 6 in common, We wanted the greatest one. So that's why it had to be 12, not 6. Good. Ooh, I already see somebody did 9. I love it. 9 is C. Renee said 9 is C. Laughing out, that was the way, that long way to get to 12. Yes. Yes, it was. That's how I was showing people how to do the greatest common factor yesterday. So I just wanted to stay consistent. All right. 9, solve for M. So what do we do first on 9? I understand now. I love it. Great. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of work. Like if this was the real test, right? If I didn't know my, like my factors, like this took some time, right? So I would go through the test and see if there's easier ones for it to be done and then come back. Like I know I could do it, but it would take me time. So I would still go through the whole entire test to see if there's easier ones that don't take as much time. Yes, Melody. Combine like terms. Okay, so we have to move this negative 12 to the other side by adding 12 to both sides. That's our first step, okay? If you email me, if you're looking for a tutor, you guys, email me at impactmath19@gmail.com, okay? And then also I will be posting this on my YouTube page at impactmath19. So follow me over there. So we have 3M, that's what drops down, and then -6 plus 12, which we're saying 12 minus 6 is 6. All right, what's our next step? What do we do next? How do we get M by itself? You're so welcome, Melody. Looking forward to helping you. Divide, divide. Good, you guys. Derek, I see you. Yes, divide. And we're going to divide by what's with the letter. So that we're dividing by 3 because we want the letter by itself. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. And C would be our beautiful answer. Now, let's say you don't remember how to solve. You can always plug in your answers and see which one makes it true. So, because I often tell my people that struggle with solving equations, it does take a long time when you're plugging in. Like, let's say you're not a good guesser, right? So, but I don't know. It's some people just really struggle with this. So I would say you could always just plug in. And what I mean by that is, if I'm saying C is my answer, I'm going to say 3 times 2 minus 12 equals to -6, right? So I'm hoping that when I simplify this side, it equals to this. So 3 times 2 is 6 minus 12. And then 6 minus 12 is -6. Once I see that -6 equals -6, that is my answer. So you can always do the plug-in method too, okay? That always works. All right, let's keep it pushing, y'all. Ooh, kind of went off here. Okay. So this says if 7p plus 5q equals -3, find q when p is equal to 1. So when p, okay, so when this p is equal to 1, okay, we're going to plug in right here. And then we're solving for this q. -2, -2. Okay, I see those -2s. Okay, let's see. So 7 times 1 plus 5q equals -3. So 7 times 1 is 7. Okay. Now, what do we have to move next, you guys? What has to go to the other side when we're solving? -7. Emily, yes. We're going to subtract 7 because this is a positive 7 to both sides. So now we drop down our 5Q equals, somebody owes you $3 and they say, let me get 7 more. Well, they owe you $10. Then we divide by 5 because we're undoing that multiplication. And Q equals negative divided by positive is a negative. 10 divided by 5 is 2. And B is our answer. So great. All right, let's do this graph one. They do have graphs and stuff on it as well, you guys. Hey, Nia. What's going on? Let me pick you up. Come on. You say hi. Say hi. All right, I see C. No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Okay, so in order for us to find the slope, right, we need to know, we could go here. How much are we rising? And then how much are we running? Because remember, slope, which stands for M, is rise over run. So if we look over here, we're going from 2 to 4. So to jump from 2 to 4, if we count up, 1, 2, this rolls up 2. And then we're running 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's running. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So we're running 4. Ooh. Somehow it is not right. Did I count this right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I must have got off, you guys, when I was drawing it. Because these answers don't make any sense. This probably should have been over here. Because in order for it to be 5. So this, we have to skip this one, you guys, because I literally didn't draw it right. This should have been over here. But we can still do it. I mean, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4 is our run, and we're running to the right, then it would be 2 over 4. And if we reduce that, if we divide by 2, we would get 1 over 2. And since our line, we read from left to right, it's increasing. So just by knowing that, these could never be our answer. But that was a typo, you guys. I drew that wrong. So, yep. So let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it going. All right. We have number 12. And we have some simplify. You go with your sister?
Mommy?
Yes?
I have water.
Yes.
I don't know water in my water bottle.
Okay, give me a second, okay? Okay, so for this one, you guys, on number 12, what we're going to do is we're going to divide. So we're going to do 9x squared, y to the third, z, over 3y to the z, okay? Hey, So 9 divided by 3 is 3. We don't have any x to cancel here, so we're going to drop down our x squared. Now, if this was my actual test, right? I'm looking at my answers. Okay, they all have 3s. They only have an x squared here. And so I would circle C, and I'm moving on to the next. But we'll do this one out. So we have y to the 3 over y. Remember, we subtract the exponents. There's always a little 1 here. So 3 minus 1 gives us y to the 2nd. And then z over z cancels. And that's why we have 3x squared, y squared. Okay. And we could do the same thing. Can you guys see it okay? We can do the same thing for this side over here. Minus 12x y squared z. But you guys would not be doing this. You guys would not be doing this side on the test, right? We have to move on, save space, but I'm just showing you how it works. This would probably be, what grade is this? This would probably be Algebra 1, I would say. So negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Then we have no x to cancel out, so we leave an x. We have 2 y's and 1 y. 2 minus 1 gives us 1y. And then, you talking? And then we have 2 minus 1 gives us 1z. And that's how we get our answer. Any questions? Oh, you think you learned this your sophomore year? Oh, no worries. Yep. So some people learn it sophomore year. I mean, you could really see this in Algebra 2 as well. Okay. What were we confused on? Ask a question. How is it that y to the 2nd power? How is it y to the 2nd power? Okay. How is it y to the 2nd power? This one? Okay, let me explain it. We have 3 y's on top. So y, y, y. Over 1 y on the bottom. So these y's cancel out. And I have 2 y's left. So I have y times y gives me y squared. That's how I have 2 y's right here. So you could literally draw this out every single time. So just like this one over here, right? We had 2 y's on top and 1 y if we drew that out. So if we had 2 y's over 1 y, these y's would cancel out, and that's why we left with 1 y here. Same thing with the z's. All right, I hope that helps. All right, let's go back to some geometry. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Jen. Okay, number 13. The value of x is... Okay, so we have this figure. What do you guys think the answer is? A70, X, 110, 110. Okay, I see those 110s. A70. Okay. So this is, you have to know a little bit about geometry. There's this theorem that says if it's a straight line, that's equal to 180, okay? So first, what I'm going to find is this angle right here. So I'm going to do that by doing 180 minus 140, okay? And I'm left with 40 degrees. Now, there's also a theorem that says your two inner angles added up should equal your exterior angle. So when we add 70 plus 40, that will be our answer. And so we get 110 degrees. So B is our answer. Any questions on that one, you guys? While we're at 9.1K, double taps. I just saw some people sharing. Thank you, thank you. So those are those geometry theorems. Like if you kind of remember them, like who's really going to remember them, right? But two inside angles always equals the outer. How did you get the 180? How we got the 180, because there's a theorem that says a straight angle is always equal to 180 degrees. And so this line being straight, this whole entire line had to be 180. So they told us this part was 140, so we could do 180 minus 140 to get the rest of it. Would you do any online private classes and how much? Yes, I do. Email me. If you're looking for tutoring, you guys, email me at impactmath19@gmail.com. Okay? Email me if you're looking for tutoring. Also, this month, September, I have a pre-sale going on. I'm going to be doing an ASVAB boot camp, okay? And I only have 12 seats for it. So it's very small. It's 12 seats. I want to make sure everybody has the time and attention that they need. And so it's on pre-sale right now. So it's the cheapest it's going to be right now. Email me if you're interested in that. It's going to start the first in September. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next, you guys. Let's go to the next. So number 14. Okay. Oh, this one's a little bit off. I don't know if we can see it. Can you guys? It's too off. So unfortunately, this one, you guys, I didn't squeeze in tight enough. And it's going to be too crazy trying to go back and forth. So we're going to skip that one, okay? So let's go to number 15. So this one says, how many minutes are there? How many minutes are there in 1 week? So are there in 1 week? Okay. So that's the question. How many minutes are there in 1 week? Okay, in 1 week. All right. Oh, please, my email? Yes, my email is impactmath19@gmail.com. All right, so what we have to do first, we're going to start with what we know. We got 1 week. Okay. So we want to cancel out a week. So 1 week is equal to how many days, you guys? Equal to 7 days, right? Okay. Gotta keep on going. 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So we know we can stop here because our units cancel. Week cancels with week. Days cancels with days. And hours cancels with hours. And we're left with what we wanted is how many minutes. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be multiplying 7 times 24 times 60. And then that will give us our answer. So what should we do first? I'm going to do 7 times 24. So 7 times 24 is going to give us 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. And then 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is 16. So we get 168. And then we're going to times that by 60. So 168 times 60. Really, you guys? I know I'm adding a 0, so I would just times it by 6. So 6 times 8 is 48. Carry the 4. And then 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm adding that 0 that I left off. So as soon as I see 0, 8, you guys, I know I'm going with A. Because I'm going to add the 0. And then 6 times 8 is 8, carry the 4. But we'll keep on going. I'm just showing you what I would do, the little shortcuts that you can do when you're taking this exam. 6 times 6 is 36. Plus 4 is 40. Carry the 4. And then 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. And that's how we get 10, 0, 80. But remember, whenever you're multiplying by like a 60, 40, 70, 80, you can always just leave off the 0 and add it at the end. Yep, One Pretty, I do teach geometry. So if you need help with the geometry, like proofs, all that good stuff, right? Email me here. And I got you. All right, let's go to number 16, you guys. So what do you guys get for number 16? -6. Okay. A. Okay. So if. Okay, so it says if. Okay, so whenever you're trying to solve this kind, you want the same base, okay? So this is 2b plus 3, okay? Now, in order for us to get this side to be in the base 2, this is going to be 2 to the 3rd power. And how we know that, because remember, when we break down 8, we know 2 times 4 is 2 times 2. So there's 3 2's, so it's 2 to the 3rd power, right? But the problem is this is in the denominator. So when you move it up, you guys, we get 2 to the -3. There's the exponent rule that says if you move this up, you have to make the exponent negative. Any questions on that so far? Oh. B, yes. How did you get the 2 to the -3? I got the 2 to the 3rd power, 2 to the 3rd power by saying what times what gives me 8? Well, 2 times 4 does. And then what times what gives me 4? 2 times 2. Well, there's 3 2's that it takes. So 2 times 2 times 2, I need 3 of them. So you're writing this in exponential form. That's how you write it in exponential form. What if you want to work with the decimal? Would it be able? No. Because why we're not able to work with it in a decimal is because once we have the same base here, what we can do is we can take the exponents and set them equal to each other. So this becomes 3 plus b equal to -3. And that's how you can solve for the b. See, if you write this as a decimal, there's no way that we can set this equal to the decimal. So we have to get it in the same base so that we can use that rule that says if we have this in the same base, we can set the exponents equal to each other. Yep, this is algebra. Okay, so now how do we get b by itself? We do the opposite by minusing 3 to both sides, and we get b equals, somebody owes you $3. They say, let me get 3 more. -6. And A is our answer. And that's our answers, you guys. All right, let's keep on going. I thought negative and negative is a positive. Negative and negative is only a positive when you're dividing or multiplying them. Never when we're subtracting them. So a negative, because remember, think about this as debt. So this is saying somebody owes you $3 and they say, let me get 3 more. Well, they're going to owe you a total of $6. So only a negative and negative is a positive when you're multiplying. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Good. All right. This one says the angles of a triangle are in the ratio 3, 4, 5. What is the measure of the smallest angle? The angles of a triangle. The angles. All right, so I always say let's draw a picture, right? So one angle is 3x, 4x, 5x, okay? And we want to know what is the measure of the smallest angle. So let's add these all up and set them equal to 180 because every triangle has to add up to 180. Is equal to 180 degrees. So we would do 3x plus 4x. Can you pick him up and get him away from that door? Get away from that. Come in. If you're coming in, come in. If you're not, go out. Close the door all the way, please, so he doesn't squish his hand. Thank you.
But she told him that.
Plus 5x equals 180. And then we would do, then we combine like terms. Combine those like terms. So we're going to do 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. So we have 12x equals 180. And then we want to get 180 by itself. So we divide by 12. Divide by 12. Is this right? X is going to equal, we're going to do 12 into 180. I can only fit 112 into 18. Subtract. And then 8 minus 2 is 6. Drop down to 0. Yep. 12 goes into 60 5 times. So x equals 15. But remember, that's what x is. What is the measure of the smallest angle? Well, we would have to plug this in to here. So we would do 3 times 15. And 3 15s gives us 45 degrees. So C is our answer. Don't fall for it, right? It's like, oh no, I've got 15. I see 15. Let me circle that. Nah, it's asking what is the measure of the smallest angle. So we have to plug this in here. Because remember, our smallest angle was 3 times x. That's why it's 45. Oh, okay. Good. Apple user, I see you. Janet, thank you for sharing the live, love. Thank you for the follows. All right. Okay. Good. Let's keep it going. Now, this question here is always on a standardized test. Whether it's your GED, your ACT, your SAT, your TEAS, HESI, as you see it's on the ASVAB. This question they love to put on every standardized test. And why they love this is because most people get it wrong. Does anybody know what we have to first? This question's like Algebra 1. The ASVAB usually goes up to 10th grade math. So they have geometry and Algebra 1 and middle school math. Add like terms. Ooh, exponents. Ooh. Combine like terms. Reduce. Distribute the negative. Isaac. Yes. That's why they love putting these on tests, you guys, because most people forget this part, that we have to distribute this negative first to this part because it's like a negative 1 times. So this becomes negative x squared. A negative times a negative is a positive 3x. And then a negative times a negative is a plus 2. Now this doesn't have a negative in front, so we could just write this the same. 2x to the cube minus 3x plus 1. All right, now that we have distributed the negative, now we can combine like terms. So we have a 2x to the cube. We have a negative 3x and a positive 3x. We also have this plus 1 and this plus 2. And then I ran out of highlighters, so this one's by itself. So we're going to have that 2x, we're going to have that yellow part, which is 2x to the third. Anything that doesn't have a 2x to the third, I'm crossing out. So C and D are gone. We have this negative x to the second. These both have it. Shucks. Okay, so now we have to keep on going, right? Negative 3 plus 3. 3 minus 3 cancels. So that leaves me with no x. So I know A is going to be my answer. I would stop there and move on, right? Save your time. But these cancel, and then 1 plus 2 is that positive 3. Lady, oh, you just did this last semester? I love it. Are you done with all your math, or do you have some more math classes to go? I like how you explain. We need you. Oh, thank you, lady. Thank you, thank you. No, I have more to help. Need help? Oh, email me. I got you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, you guys. So if the area of a square is 400, what is the length of its side? All right. What do you guys get for number 19? What do you guys get for number 19? I got 20, 20, 100. Ooh, okay. So a square, so always draw. Remember, a square has the same sides, right? And so our area formula is s to the second power, okay? They told us this is 400 equals s to the second power because side times side is how we find the area. That's why we say s to the second. So if we want to cancel out this square, remember we're going to take the square root. So we're looking for what times itself to give you 400. Well, 20 times 20 gives us 400. This is our pair that comes out. So so one side is 20. Hey, AMT, I have been doing. Yes, September is coming. We just went to open house for my new kindergartner, my second grader. They got to meet their teachers last night. And so it's like exciting. I can't believe September's going to be here. It was so nice. It was a long old line. There was a lot of kids out playing. It's exciting. It's good. I hope they have a wonderful, good year. I hope they really, connect with their teacher because that's so important for young learners. I mean, it's important for anybody, really, when you're trying to learn. But AMT, you guys, he's incredible. He does math on here as well. I even watch his pages, how he breaks down math. Go give him a follow if you're looking for more math content. He's amazing. Oh, you're so welcome. All right. Man, you guys, I should have been, I don't know why. It's like, I'm going to try to go up a little bit more so we can see if we can get the whole question on there. Okay. So this says 7 more than 3 times a number is equal to 70. Find the number. So 7 more than, so 7 plus 3 times a number, 3 times, we don't know the number, so we're just going to put x, is equal to 70. And then we solve. 21. Ooh, okay, I see those 21s. So we're going to subtract 7 first, because we want to get rid of the opposite of the positive. So we're going to do 3x equals 70 minus 7. What does that give us? 63. And then we're going to undo that multiplication by dividing by 3. And x equals 21. C is our answer. Wonderful, you guys. Wonderful. All right, let's keep it pushing. Okay, remember that the mathematical knowledge test, you guys, is 25 questions. So we're on 21. Been making good progress. All right, so 21 says, which expression represents the volume of a cylinder whose height is equivalent to the length of the radius? Oh, thank you, AMT. What do you guys get for number 21? So remember, R is the radius. So, okay. So which expression represents the volume of a cylinder? First off, does anybody know the volume formula for a cylinder? I think it's pi r squared times the height. So this is the volume formula. This is something that you have to have memorized, you guys. They do not give you like a formula sheet. Like the GED, they give you a formula sheet, right? But the ASVAB does not. So this is the volume formula. Now, they also told us the height is equivalent. Equivalent means equal to the length of the radius. So we could say H equals R. So we can replace this H for the R. And then we'll get pi r squared times R. Well, r squared times r, remember when you multiply variables, you add their exponents. So it'll be pi r, if we add those, to the third. So B is our answer. Yep, so it's pi r cubed. Yes. Yep. Good. All right, next question. How many distinct prime factors are there in 120? For real, right? You hear him in the background? Yeah, he fine, y'all. He just be making all the noise. He just started, crawling everywhere, making noises. I'm sure I'm about to start smelling something pretty soon. He working it out. Yeah. See? People are saying see? Okay, so let's see how many distinct factors there are. So if we take this, we do 12 times 10, okay? And then what times what gives us 10? 2 times 5. And what times what gives us 12? We could do 2 times 6. And then this is 2 times 3. So it's asking us not how many primes there are, right? How many distinct. So remember, that means how many different primes are there? Well, there's one There's a 2, there's a 3, and there's a 5 that are distinct. So 1, 2, 3. So B would be our answer. Hey, me. Hi. Hi. Oh, man. It's making me, hopefully it'll work when we're doing it. It's making me, restart. So 4 in total? I don't see 4. Because 1, 2, 3. Because all the 2s are just 1, 2. One distinct 2. And then a 3 and then a 5. So we don't count the 6? No, we don't count the 6 because that's not a prime number. And we don't count the 12 because that's not a prime. 10, we don't count either. It's only prime factors. We did count the 5. So we counted 1, 5. Thank you, Miss Lady. L for the rose. So we counted the 5, the 3, and the 2. So that's how we got 3 distinct prime factors. No, not the 15, because there's no 15 here. Oh, I thought 2 wasn't a prime. Nope, 2 is the only even prime. And why it's a prime is because only 1 times 2 gives us 2. There's no other type of way that we can get 2. That's what makes a prime number. When only 1 times itself gives you that number. Yep. Oh, okay, I see. Good. Yep. Good. Okay, so everybody sees good. So let's go to number 23. What percent of 3/4 is 1/8? Ooh. So what percent? We don't know. So we're going to put X. Of means times. So I'm going to put 3/4. Is means equal 1/8. Okay. How we get X by itself is we can divide both sides by 3/4, right? But this starts to get overwhelming, right? So I'm never going to write it like this. I'm going to write it as 1/8 divided by 3/4. But we can never divide fractions. So we have to use the keep, change, flip, or reciprocal. This side stays the same. We change to multiplication and we flip this to 4/3. Okay. Now what we can do is we can cross simplify. So we can divide this by 4 and we could divide this by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1 and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we end up with 1 times 1, which is 1, and 2 times 3, which is 6. And then remember, we have to change this to a percent. So we have to multiply this by 100 in order to change it to a percent. And so we can reduce this again, you guys, 100 over 1. We can divide this by 2 and divide this by 2. So here we get 3. Half of 100 is 50. So we would get 50 over 3. But if we look here, it's like, wait, hold on. We don't see 50 over 3, right? So then we can change it. So we could do 3 over 50. Divide it out. Let me give a little bit more space. Can you guys see it over here? I'm going to go over here. So we could do 3 over 50. 3 goes into 5, 1. Okay, so I know anything that doesn't start with a 1, I'm canceling out. Now I got a 50-50 chance. So 1 times 3 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. Drop down the 0. Okay. 3 goes into 20. It's either going to be 2 or 6 if I'm looking at my answer choices over here. Well, 2 is too small, so it has to be 6. 6 times 3 is going to give us 18. And then, so I know C is going to be my answer. But 20 minus 18 is 2. And then you see how you put your remainder over what you're dividing by. And so that's how you get the 16 2/3%. Thank you for the lightning bolt, Smokey. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you for the double taps, you guys. I do see them coming in. If we can make it to 20K, that would be fantastic. I'm going to double tap with you guys. Double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. Thank you for the support. What time is it? Okay, I got 10 minutes. 2 more problems, y'all. 2 more problems. Okay, what is the area of the figure shown? Okay, first we have to know what type of figure this is. This is a trapezoid. Honey, come over here. Come. So the trapezoid formula, I believe, is 1/2 times height, base 1 plus base 2. Anybody say any different? Do you get anything different? But I think that's the formula. Is it B? Okay. So is it B? Let's see. So we would do 1/2. This is the height times 10. And then we would add, this could be our base 1 and our base 2. And this would be the height. So we do 13 plus 16. Work inside our parentheses. Let's see what that gives us. So we get 9/29. So we get 29 here. And then this is 1/2 of 10. So 1/2 of 10, right, is 5. And then we would say 5 times 29. So 29 times 5 is going to be 5 times 9 is 45. Carry the 4. So anything right now that doesn't end in a 5 is not my answer. So A and C is out. So now I got a 50-50 chance here. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 4 is 145. So yes, it is B. Beautiful. All right. Great job, you guys. Nice. Yep. Good. All right. Let's do number 25. If x is a positive integer, solve x squared plus 6x equals to 16. All right. One way we could do this is we could just plug in our answers and see which one will give us 16. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is if you know how to factor. I'm going to show you how you would factor. Equals 16. So whenever we're trying to factor, we want everything to one side. So we would do that by minusing 16 to both sides. So we would get x squared plus 6x minus 16 equals to 0. Then you do your 2 parentheses. Whenever you have a plus minus, it's a plus minus. And then you say, what times what gives you x squared? Well, x times x gives me x squared. And then what times what gives me 16? 8 and 2 give me 16. Now I need to check to see if this will add up to 6x. And how we do that, you guys, I'm going to show you down here, is by doing your inner. So 8 times x is 8x. And your outer. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. And then you combine them. 8 minus 2 gives you 6x. So you know you factored it right because when you did your inner and outer, you got the middle. But remember, we're setting this equal to 0. So we would have to solve these. And then solve this. And remember, we want a positive integer. So how we get x by itself? We add 2 to both sides. X equals 2 here. That's a positive integer. A is my answer. See here, when we solve this one, we get minus 8 to both sides. And although x equals negative 8, it's not a positive integer. That's why this one doesn't work. All right, you guys. Thank you. Just sent a gift. Thank you so much for the gift. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you for hanging with me on a Thursday, taking this ASVAB mathematical knowledge test. It will be posted on my YouTube. So if you're looking, I'm going to put it up here. So if you're looking for this live, go over to my YouTube at Impact Math 19. And this should be up at least by tomorrow, if not tonight, okay? Also, if you're looking for tutoring, email me at gmail.com, impactmath19@gmail.com. And don't forget, I'm doing a pre-sale on my boot camp for the ASVAB only for the September month, okay? Bye, you guys. Have a blessed, wonderful day. Say bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. You have a good night as well.
Mommy.
Yes.
Are you working?
I was on live, baby.